Would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? What's up, everybody? Welcome here to PCP Movie Night here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm your host, Rockin Robbie Bills, and tonight we're talking about one of my personal favorite movies from when I was 10 or 11 years old, Hudson Hawk, starring Bruce Willis. This movie was a complete flop when it came out. In fact, when this movie came out, Bruce Willis did not have a movie career outside of Look Who's Talking and Look Who's Talking Now until he did Pulp Fiction. But this movie has always held a special place in my heart. And here in April, we like to do movies that maybe are a little bit funny or a little bit bad or a little bit not as respected as they should be. And that's what we're doing here tonight with Hudson Hawk from 1991, co-created by Bruce Willis. And of course, it is directed by Michael Lehman. It's got a script from Dan Waters, not the Dan Waters from comic book fame. Also, Stephen DeSalza and Robert Kraft, the musician, helped comprise the ideas for this movie, helped develop the idea for Hudson Hawk. Anyway, let's get into it. We got a great panel. It's my co-patriot, my compadre. It's my dude. It's Jelani. What's up, homie? How you doing?
Station. Glad to be here, man. Because what was the other song? Was that Two of a Kind?
Yeah, something like that. Not Two of a Kind, but it was, what is the name of that?
Two of a Pair.
It's something.
You put it in the chat. It doesn't matter. Man, bro, I'm just glad to be here. Because
side by side. Jesus, side by side. Why can I think that?
Side.
Yeah.
That's right. This movie is special in my heart as well, because I've only seen it 3 times now in my life. And I think 2 of those times I should have skipped just so we could watch this one, because it is an adventure. And I forgot how much of an adventure, because it's been almost 20 some odd years since I've seen this movie. And I can't wait to talk about it. I have thoughts.
Yeah.
I have lots of thoughts.
The movie turns 35 years old this year, man, which is absolutely nuts to me. And also, by the way, thank you, Jelani, for sponsoring this PCP movie night, because you gave me this DVD because you knew how much I loved this movie. And I told you the problem, Jelani, with giving me this movie is you're going to have to review it with me. And here we are. We also got our other compatriot, compadre. It's our dude, first-time watcher, Brooks. What's up, Brooksy Hawk? How you doing?
Yeah. This is another movie that I remember mostly from comic book advertisements back in the day. And the thing is, I can't remember if it was an advertisement for this movie or for the NES game for this movie.
Oh, it might be an advertisement for the game, man, because they used the same poster.
Yeah, because the Angry Video Game Nerd did like a video on the Hudson Hawk video game like a little while back. And that reminded me, like, oh yeah, that was right. They did do an NES game in this movie.
Yeah, I never played that game. I guess my Blockbuster movie gallery, Primetime Video, whatever the hell it was, didn't have it available to rent. But you know what? Retro game night, y'all. We should do some Hudson Hawk, man.
Hudson Hawk.
But I hear it's a terrible game, y'all.
Most of the bad games were like pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Imagine watching the movie's not bad enough. That's an hour and 40 minutes. But let's spend 6 hours playing the NES poorly put together video game. That sounds fun. Okay. Brooks, super excited to have you here. We got another first time watcher. In fact, this homie thought he was signing up for a different movie, but let's bring in one of our favorite, most joyful and boisterous people here on the YouTube comic book community. It's our man Cliff from Cliff on Comics. What's up, homie?
Hello. I love how we do this on a night where my voice is still struggling. It's not that I thought I was signing up for a different movie. I just wanted this movie to be better. Like I kept wanting it to be Naked Gun, right? Like instead it just kept being
not
absolutely not that. Like Like Naked Gun is absurdist humor done great, and this is not that.
It's doing this a little more restrained movie.
I can't wait to dive in and unpack that. But we got another person who thought he was signing up for a different film. So another first time watch. It's our man, Missing Link. What's up, Link? How you doing?
What's going on, guys? Yeah. The initially Last Man Standing. I don't know why Hudson Hawk seems like that'd be like some old timey
Same era.
Yeah,
He's wearing a hat.
yeah.
He's wearing like a fedora, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, this was a movie, you know. We'll get into the movie, but it was.
Heck yeah. And
It is.
I haven't talked to you since, but congrats to your Wolverines, man. Congrats, dude.
Oh, thank you. Yes, sir.
You schnicked.
Heck yeah. All right. And every time we do a movie like Hudson Hawk, I'm never surprised when I hear one of the most pretentious panelists we have here on PCP Movie Night always wanting to join for these movies. That's why I love this guy, because on one hand, he can talk shit about us for not being very much aware of black and white silent French films about mimes and shit like that, but then also join us for a very lucid and impactful conversation on a film like Hudson Hawk. It's writer, editor extraordinaire, Joe Corallo. What's up, Joe?
Hey, hello.
I love that introduction.
So that it was very nice. And Cliff, you're gonna like this. We'll see how this goes. I'm definitely Team Cliff so far. And Cliff, you might like this little nugget I have about this movie. It's like Xanadu without the charm.
Oh my God. Oh, I love that. Oh,
Right?
yes.
It's
Yes.
such a vapid, bloated vanity project from a man.
Was it even a vanity project, or was it?
It was a vanity project. for
Yeah,
Bruce.
Bruce Willis.
It is,
like,
yeah.
This was Bruce Willis's vanity project.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Bruce
my
and
God,
Robert
yo,
created
the
this
bad
character.
karma came to
Bruce
collect
and
on him
Robert.
getting it.
Bruce and Robert Kraft created this character when they got to know each other at the bar, singing blues music together at the bar that Bruce Willis worked at in the late 70s. They created this character. And after the success of Bruce Willis in Die Hard and Moonlighting, and after the success of Robert Kraft winning an Academy Award for The Little Mermaid, they had the power. They made it happen. And we have Hudson Hawk. And we're talking about it, y'all. Let's talk about this movie. Let's get into it. Because I feel like there's the potential for a funhouse situation, but the difference is I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to be very much like, yep, that's exactly what I thought y'all would think. But me personally, let's dive into it. When was the first time I watched this movie? I don't know. On VHS, on TBS, on HBO maybe. It was early. It was like newish when I watched it. So it was probably a VHS rental. My father was a big fan of Die Hard. My stepfather. My mom was a big fan of Moonlighting. We watched that shit all the time. We watched Look Who's Talking all the time, right? So I'm pretty sure we were a Bruce Willis household here in the late 80s, early 90s. But this was something that I watched and I absolutely loved it. Rewatching it now, and I haven't watched this movie in years, right? I watched this movie and I'm like, oh my goodness, so much of this makes sense. This is why I used to be obsessed with trying cappuccino when I was a kid. This is why, I mean, there's so many things I love. Like I developed a fascination with New York and Italy for probably a lot of different reasons. I would not be surprised if that goes back to this movie. Like I love Italian Renaissance and like inventors and shit like that. So like Galileo and shit, but like Leonardo da Vinci, I almost said DiCaprio. I almost said DiCaprio, but I caught myself. Anyway, I see a lot of me in this fucking movie, man. When I watched it, I was just like, this movie has more to do with my personality than I think I realized throughout the rest of my life. Like I love this movie. It's cheesy. It's stupid. It is a vanity project. It was put together by Bruce Willis and Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft is a musician. He was playing piano at a bar that Bruce Willis worked at. And Bruce Willis obnoxiously, while this dude's performing at the bar, just starts playing harmonica out in the fucking audience. Now, typically they would kick that dude out, but he worked
But it's
there.
Bruce Willis.
Well, he wasn't Bruce Willis yet, really, right? You know,
Hey, he was the guy from Moonlighting.
no, this was before that. I think back then he was still trying to go by Bruno. Anybody that gets that, you really get it. But I think that so they got together and this dude was like, let's get this guy out of here. However, he works here. Also, he's actually playing on key. So it started the project. They were the ones that worked together on that, like, what is it? The Return of Bruno or whatever. That was the Bruce Willis album that he did, right? Check out the music videos, y'all. Pretty cool. This whole movie.
I had completely blocked that off from my mind. And then you came with your demonic pickaxe and chipped that safe wide open inside my head.
That is exactly what I did, because that's exactly what Hudson Hawk would have done. We just would have blasted that safe open and just let everything out.
And
anyway,
by the way, the safe would have repaired itself only a moment later as the camera guides you away.
So this movie was based on a song that these two created at a bar, right? And they developed the character. Bruce Willis says, we're going to make this a movie. When everything aligned perfectly, like I said, Robert Kraft had just won an Academy Award for Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid, and Bruce Willis had just did Die Hard and then Die Hard 2, right? So he was a huge star at this time, and this was the chance for his vanity project, or as I like to call it, a passion project. I love this movie. I love the quirky characters in this movie. I think all the characters are memorable. Say what you will about the performances or the overdone nature of those characters in the script and maybe the jokes. I don't know, man. I understand every single criticism about this movie, but I don't give a shit. I think this movie is fucking funny. I think this movie is stupid. It blends so much together. This movie was billed as an action movie, but it's really an absurdist comedy, like Cliff was saying, in the vein of something like Naked Gun. But imagine Naked Gun if it actually had like death and a lot of foul language. Like, it's got a weird clash. Is this movie for kids? Because it feels like it is, but then other times it's like, this movie's definitely not made for kids. But then it's so weird. This movie is made for Bruce Willis, and this movie is also made for me.
Family Guy should parody this movie.
Cliff, I thought your voice hurt, man. What are you doing, man? Why can you let me finish my bit here real quick?
Never. My voice is going to deteriorate over the next hour. I got to get it out.
Get it out now. Okay, I see. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So let me wrap this up. I think this movie is freaking awesome. It is one of my favorite movies, and it's one of those favorite movies that I don't watch all the time. But when I hear about it, when it gets brought up, I'm like, oh man, I know that movie's not good, but I fucking love that movie. And then every time I watch it, I'm like, man, this movie just warms my soul. It's so comfortable. This movie to me is like someone says, hey, Robbie, and let's say that I've been on a fast for like 36 hours. Let's say I've been like doing a lot of exercise. I'm famished. I'm tired. I've been working, doing a lot of interviews, shit like this. I'm at home and someone brings me a giant homemade fucking casserole dish of macaroni and cheese. That's what Hudson Hawk is to me, man. And I love the movie, but I'm very excited for this conversation. Jelani, what do you think about Hudson Hawk overall?
Well, I knew you liked it, and that's why I got to review it. I have thoughts. It's not my favorite Bruce Willis movie. I will definitely say that. Cliff, I think you were right. I think you were going to mention that this is basically almost Naked Gun, but not Naked Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that you, Joe? I can't remember. We've talked a lot, but
that was Cliff. That was totally Cliff. Yeah,
that was Cliff.
Okay, Cliff. Well, I just have to say this. Like it would be Naked Gun if it didn't play so damn straight in so many different ways. It plays things straight that don't need to be straight. Like a guy literally gets murdered in front of Hudson Hawk, and it's played off like it's nothing. And I'm like, that's fine, but it's kind of stupid. I don't know. This should have some repercussions. Hudson has no center of right and wrong in this movie. He does sometimes, and then he doesn't. And then sometimes he does, and sometimes he doesn't. So he's got changing motivations. He doesn't know what the hell's going on anyway. No one seems to know what the hell's going on in this movie anyway. It's such a confusing clusterfuck. Now, I will say this. Now, I remember the first time I watched this movie. My cousin took me to see this movie when I was a kid because my cousin and I watched a lot of movies together. We watched Jurassic Park together. We watched Batman '89 together twice. There are a lot of different times where my cousin and I would watch movies. We don't talk anymore, but it happens. And he took me to see this movie because I love Die Hard, and I love Die Hard 2, and I still love Die Hard 2. So you can fight me over that. But it's just I like Bruce Willis, and he was a cool guy. And Moonlighting was awesome. That was an awesome TV show. I don't know why. That Al Jarreau's song, "Sun Flying by Night, We'll Fly by Day." I love that damn song. It's beautiful. And I was like, man, I really enjoy like a simple, funny action movie. And I watched it when I was a kid, and I was like, what the fuck was this? It confused me so. Because
wouldn't that be kind of, not my bad to interrupt, but wouldn't that kind of be like a strength of it? Because it's playing, like, aren't all heist movies super convoluted and have these deep enders? You know, I mean, it's almost playing it sarcastically to the point where it doesn't make sense, but it's riffing on that in a way. I mean, that's how
I agree. I think it's a parody a little bit of some old Hollywood. I think in this movie,
it's not doing it though.
A lot of cope going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of coke going on. There's not really much to look at. It's not. It's. It would be something. Like it could be something. And like, okay, so the way I got the DVD that Robbie now has, I got that DVD like it's been probably 20 years, probably maybe something like that. That's the last time I watched the movie, and I got it like it was either Hollywood Video or it was at Blockbuster. I can't remember.
Right. Here's a funny thing. You may not realize this, but I found it this week to finally watch it. Like this physical copy, it was still like in its original packaging. I had to do that annoying ass peeling the sticker. You never watched this copy. I'll tell you.
I didn't watch that copy. I didn't watch that copy of Hudson Hawk, but I had it.
It's like the movie. You've had multiple copies.
No, it wasn't a multiple copy kind of situation. I think I got it as a sale or something. I don't know. I got it. It was Hudson Hawk. I had it, but I remember watching it on DVD. I don't know if it was that copy. No, I can't remember. Well, I mean, not that copy, but I watched it on DVD, and I didn't remember. I remembered it was okay. It had like parts in it where I was giggling, and there are parts. This time watching it, I like actually laughed. I did. There were like 2 or 3 genuine moments where I genuinely laughed, and I was like that. But that was it. It's kind of slow. It's kind of dumbly paced. It's kind of everything. It's kind of like it wants to be something, and it's not. What happened to the bar that Tommy and Eddie own? What happened to the mobsters are dead? That's fine. The way they die, the ambulance jumps up and the back of it explodes.
He just wanted his coffee.
You're talking about the Mario brothers, by the way.
The Mario, yeah, one of them is still on.
That's another thing that just cracks me the fuck up for some reason about this movie.
Why did the ambulance blow up from the back? There's so many questions.
Because Kicksplosion, bro. Come on, man.
It is Kicksplosion. There's kicks and there are explosions.
You can't flip a car in New York and not have it explode if it's a movie.
And James Coburn, like pretending that he knows Aikido, that's just weird to me. It just felt weird where he was kicking people in the face. I don't know why. There is a part in this movie that made me laugh so hard I had to rewatch it like 3 times.
Dude, what part was that?
And that's the fucking dog. The dog at the end.
Bunny?
Catch the fucking ball. Bunny.
Dude, they killed a fucking dog in this movie, man.
Yeah, they killed a dog in this movie. It's awesome, though. That dog deserved to die. But there's just so many things, man, in this movie that are so bad. It's so fucking terrible. Like,
Yeah.
it hurts my head watching it the third time. I cannot believe I sat through all of it, and I was proud of myself too, because like I didn't take any breaks or anything. Because Double Down, I need to take breaks and just stop for a minute because this was absurdly bad. But Hudson Hawk, it was fine. It was okay.
Double Down was Neil Breen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
fine.
You know, that's a special beast.
We all had a rough time with that one last week. Let me tell you that, man. Yeah. Except for Joe. Joe was fine. Joe was like, nah.
Yeah, I've seen it 6 times before.
Of course you have. Yes. But
6 times?
it's up there.
6 times.
About, yeah.
Dude, that's like
now
10
after
hours.
watching
That's
it.
like
Where's
10
that?
hours of your life, but I'm sure it feels like
How many times on the big
36.
screen?
Yeah.
And
I
how many
haven't-
times was
this
it
is the
on the
thing, I
different
haven't seen-
substances?
Neil on the big screen, but it'll happen. I've been keeping an eye out for a Dire Duplicity screening.
I'll tell you what, man. I would go to a Neil Breen screening for sure. Anyway, Delaney, you were wrapping up what you were saying. What were you saying?
Oh, I'm good. You can continue.
So you don't really like it, but it made you laugh a couple times. You know, Bunny, Ball
I
Ball.
had genuine laughter in parts. So
Yeah, that
Yeah,
movie
sure.
does it. That joke is good because there's like a 3-part, Bunny Ball. You see her fetch the ball, then he goes after Bruce Willis's balls, and then Bruce Willis gets to turn it around. Bunny Ball. Yeah, it's like a Seinfeld episode. Everything like collapses together into bits, man. But I completely understand what you're saying, man. I am
It's
a
painful.
Hudson Hawk apologist. What about you, Brooks? You've never watched this movie. I'm very excited. It's one of my favorite movies from when I was 11 years old. So blame Robbie at 11 years old. What did you think about it overall, bro?
Yeah, like I said, this is a movie like I knew of it, but like it kind of just like came and went, and like nobody really talked about it as much. I was surprised because Bruce Willis was like he was kind of a rising star back then, and so yeah, well I like watching it. It's like it's one of the most mediocre movies I've ever seen. Like it is. It has its moments, but goddamn, this movie like slid off of my brain, dude. Like I barely remember anything about it.
Yeah. No.
Oh, no. 20 years,
Like
man.
it's gradual too, because like Tuesday I could have, but like I've gotten to this point. I'm like, oh man, like what happened in this movie? But it doesn't It does have like redeeming qualities to it. Like I think Bruce Willis's performance. I think his character like could work in a comedy. And like I think his biggest weakness is how restrained the silliness is. Like they go silly, but they like it always pulls out. It reminds me of another movie from long ago, a notoriously bad, maligned movie. You ever seen The Adventures of Pluto Nash?
Bro, Brooks, you read my fucking mind. The whole time I was watching
Yes.
this movie, I love Pluto
I
Nash.
also
I'm
thought of
not-
one of the other worst
Really?
movies that ever hit theaters.
Yes.
And
I
yet,
know that's a terrible
Pluto
movie, but I
Nash
get it.
still held it together more than this movie.
I might
right,
be biased because
Glenn.
I
They
grew
have
up
like a lot of
with
these
Pluto
same
right,
kind of
Glenn.
faults.
I get the love for this
Cliff
because I
gets
kept
it.
thinking like, shit, if I like Pluto Nash, I can see why someone likes Hudson Hawk, Like it's the same Double Dragon Brothers.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. Last year, I think almost exactly a year ago, you two ass hats were all like, "No, Double Dragon's a good movie."
I stand by
Like,
that.
fuck y'all.
I
Fuck.
stand
I'm
by
the
that.
Billy, he's the Jimmy.
I would much rather watch Double Dragon again. Than
Oh, man, I
This
gotta
one
go.
has got
I gotta-
Massimiliano and
I gotta go reload. I gotta go re-download the Double Dragon Bros fucking pick, man. Like I gotta share that real quick. While I do that, Cliff, why don't you tell us about your experience with this movie and what you thought?
Okay, so I at least knew not to have any like Ocean's 11 type expectations walking into this movie. But I figured a movie that clearly is coming off as absurdist should be as good as Naked Gun, except that this movie has absolutely no foundation, no core, no center. Delaney already picked up on it. It will change mood, it will change theme, it will change everything. Like that, like it is. This movie is absurdist commentary. It's a metahuman experiment. It is. It's self-indulgence. It's self-indulgence in being a musical timing gimmick. Like if I feel like they put everything into those two musical timing episodes, right?
And they're not even right. The timing's not even right.
Right,
no,
the
it's
timing's
not.
like- yeah,
No,
but I feel like for what they could do, back in the Stone Age before CGI, although CGI technically existed at this time, but like before it was like widely used.
This movie does have some of the first examples of digital wire erasing in film.
Yeah.
Okay, that would explain that whole Da Vinci thing that fucking happened.
Yeah.
The movie is too much cartoon, period. The movie is too cartoonish, and like I can't be in an espionage thriller and then the side gag. 1 minute it's serious, the next minute it's absolute slapstick. The whole movie feels like they were making this movie like, and what if we did this? And what if
It's
we
a
tried
total
this?
shift.
That is
Yeah.
exactly what this movie
It's
is.
the
This
Clash.
movie doesn't feel like
That makes sense.
I don't even know where is the plot of this movie. Like it's like, oh, I just want my cappuccino and freedom, and I'm just like, how about you just shoot everybody who just tries to stop you from that? Shoot the CIA, the mafia, whoever. Just get them out of your way.
Because Hudson
know,
Hawk's not
this-
a killer, Cliff. He's not a
Well,
killer.
he
Except
is
for
in some
dog.
scenes.
This is
He's
a
a
very
dog murderer.
That's
know?
different.
Yeah, it was
I don't know how many
Well,
people
well
would agree with
deserved
you on
dog
that
murder.
one.
This
If that dog
movie-
comes after my balls, dude, I'm just saying, man.
This
There you go.
movie is
My
so
balls
film.
are big.
Like, yeah, shoot any dog coming
Dog
for your
is
balls,
big.
bang, and feel
It's
bad
teeth.
later.
Ugh.
This movie is like and there's so much winking. It's crazy, and the characters will absolutely be acting like they're in this absurdist fuck festival, and then the next minute completely unaware of how ridiculous they are in this movie. Like it is just so strange. But you know what, Robbie? I'm going to give it to you. I love the concept of the characters, right? I like some of the ideas. It's just so lost that it can't even be. And I actually had a movie more insulting than Pluto Nash, but it was not coming to me. But it can't even be Pluto Nash, you know? And it's like, what was the fucking plot of this movie, right? Like Brooks had it right. The only reason I was paying attention so strongly is because I was watching the movie, and after the first 15 minutes, my brain went from what the F am I watching to, okay, why does Robbie like this movie? Like that's how my gears switch.
It's a funhouse
So
situation.
hard.
All right,
Yeah.
hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. First of all, it's not a funhouse situation because I understand that this is not a good movie, but I still like it. Funhouse is a good movie. Y'all just didn't know what the
Funhouse
fuck
is
y'all were
trash.
talking about that night, okay? So let's
I'm
not
gonna
bring
give-
that
I'm
back
gonna
up
give
right now.
Funhouse. I'm gonna give Funhouse a try because
You're
I
gonna
do.
be like,
I
I love it.
do
I love
trust-
it.
I
It's
do
better
trust
than I ever
Robbie.
thought it would be.
That being-
How do you put a mask on a Frankenstein mask on a big ass head that's bigger than the mask he's wearing? God damn it, I hate that movie. Oh fuck. Anyway.
All right. So the
Like,
other thing
that-
is the
that
plot
just-
is Cliff. The plot is very simple. Leonardo
the
da
plot is
Vinci.
simple, but when the plot is only active when it crosses their mind. It is
What's in the whole movie? This dude's being manipulated because he's a cat
yes,
burglar by these
mobsters,
people.
by billionaires. We're all manipulated by mobsters. And
That's the
mobsters
point of the
billionaires every
movie.
day.
I think the movie's actually rather ahead of its time.
The concepts, but Robbie, the
It could
concepts,
have been better.
the
But it wasn't.
concepts are actually very good. But that is the movie's flaw. The best part of it is the concepts, and then the execution is un cagadura. Like
right,
that's
no,
it.
that-
That's
that's-
all that's left.
That's very fair. You know, I just saw Joe Corallo's face shift down a little bit, and it wasn't anything that I said about my love of this movie. It was him realizing, fuck, this is going to be like a 2-hour show tonight, isn't it, man? I can just feel it right now.
If
But
we're
you know what?
lucky. It's
Maybe
been
if-
over half an hour, and I still haven't gotten to say my initial thoughts on the movie. So we're fucked.
Welcome.
You knew you were fucked when I put this movie on the schedule and you picked it, man. All right.
Yeah.
Link, I want to know what you think overall, but There it is right there. Double Dragon Bros, y'all.
Double Dragon
Check it out.
Bros,
There they
yeah.
are. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Look at you. Look
Glorious.
really good as a Double Dragon guy, by the way, Steph. I'm just gonna say that, dude.
Jesus.
Like
When did
that
y'all
looks.
do
Got facial hair out.
I did that.
That's not Robbie. If it was trying to be Robbie, that's not Robbie.
No, that's Brooks. That's Brooks and Steph.
Double Dragon Bros.
They're Double Dragon. They're the ones that like the movie, man.
That's fucking better. Oh, that movie was ass.
We roam the streets looking for Double Dragon haters, and we beat them up.
Yes, they do,
Yeah.
man. It's like they're fucking
I can't believe
hell
it.
yeah. Anyway, Link, what do you think about the film?
I didn't hate it. I mean, maybe it's because I heard such just like this is one of the worst movies I ever. Just by the time I saw it, I like I said earlier, I enjoyed Pluto Nash, and the whole time I was watching this. Shout out to Brooks for mentioning this because I just kept thinking of Pluto Nash while I was watching this. If I enjoy Pluto Nash, I can see why someone enjoy. There's so many similar bits.
I've never seen Pluto Nash, man. Maybe I should watch this movie. Maybe
It's
I'll love
worth
it.
checking out. It's worth checking out.
Yeah, that'd be one worth doing.
Is that
You'll
Eddie
add it
Murphy
to the
movie? That's Eddie
defending
Murphy,
guard.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Murphy.
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson.
I think it still has a
One of
zero.
the Quaid.
on
Is it
Rotten
Dennis
Tomatoes.
Quaid?
Randy Quaid, I think.
Randy
Quaid.
His brother, yeah.
The lesser Quaid.
The lesser, yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out. Yeah.
The National
Plays a
Lampoon
weird
Quaid.
robot. But
Yes.
I mean, this movie, I think your mileage is gonna vary. I think someone in the chat said it earlier. Like it depends on what mood you're in. This is either probably really gonna be a shit fest. I don't think anyone's gonna walk away from it. Even Robbie's admitted he knows it's bad. I don't think anyone's gonna walk away from it life changing. I think it's amazing. But I had fun with it. I thought I don't know if it's the strength of the movie, but it reminded me of a lot of stuff I enjoy, like the relationship between Bruce Willis and Sal from Do the Right Thing. It reminded me of if you're a gaming fan, it reminded me of a lot of Nathan Drake and Sully. The fucking Candy Squad gang reminded me of the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z.
The fucking getting you.
And Bruce
It
Willis
does.
has some cool
It
drip.
does.
Like he looks like it just reminded me of how history repeats itself because it's like everything that's in style now was pretty much what Bruce Willis was wearing in this fucking movie. Like with the high-waisted dress pants and the colorful shirts, and so I mean
It's
it was
exactly how he dresses when he was doing the character of Bruno for his like music project.
Yep.
It's almost
No
like the
shit.
same character
But I
in a way.
forgot
If
all
you really,
about that shit.
I'm serious, yeah. Same haircut. I love his haircut, man.
I'm
Like
trying
if
to
you're
follow the
balding, that's how you style your hair to make it look like you got something.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? That's how you
Yes.
do it.
But
Though
I
there
mean,
were
yeah.
rumors that he got ILM to like digitally put in more hair. That's false, dude. This movie did not have that budget because they went
Yeah, they
over budget
budget.
because they kept
If
changing the
anything,
script.
it's
They just
Lucas.
randomly decided, fuck, let's go to Rome. That's cheap,
Yeah.
right? Let's just move the project to Rome. Yeah. They were in
And
Rome. That's crazy.
Kind of
I'm sorry.
reminded me of his drip, his style reminded me of Corbin Dallas from Fifth Element a little bit, So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this movie's not amazing, but I didn't think it was terrible. I thought there's some charm to it, but I do think one of the biggest flaws of it is the tonal clash. Like there are moments where it's trying to take itself very seriously, but then there's other moments where everybody's fucking hamming it up, And
The villains, especially. Jesus.
I'm curious if there was like a different cut, or there like a different way they wanted to take the movie at first, and then it got fucking chopped up.
Oh,
in the
don't
editing
do
process.
that to us. Don't.
I'm just
Oh.
curious. I'm just curious because
As far as I'm
They're-
aware, this is exactly the movie they wanted to make.
Yeah.
they didn't really exactly. I mean, if that's what they're going for, maybe they executed it. It doesn't really land. But it's not terrible. It reminded me of hey, there's better versions, but Mafia. Do you guys ever see Mafia with?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mafia is clearly better.
Isn't
but-
Dan Aiello in that one too?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he was contractually obligated to be in that movie.
He's like, you have to be in Mafia. Yeah.
There's so many movies when you're an Italian actor that you have to be in playing a fucking mafioso in New York, right?
He's
That's
got so many
cool.
great bits in other movies though. Like one of my favorite bits Danny Aleo's in is this movie Lucky Number 7, where he's playing like a bookie. He's
That's
only
a
in it
great
for a
movie,
couple
man.
minutes.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah. It's
But
good
he's
movie.
so
He's
fucking
good
great
movie.
in those couple. He's like, these are some of the worst people who
Also
don't
Bruce
want to owe a single dime to. He's rest in peace, fantastic actor.
Hell yeah. All right. So I like hearing that, Link. I really, really do. Joe, I'm so highly anticipating for 35 minutes your thoughts on this movie, even though I do have a little bit of foreshadowing's been done, because that's what we do here. We're really good. We're very literary, you know. What do you think?
36 minutes. But yeah, it's this is an objectively terrible movie. It's poorly written, poorly acted, poorly directed, poorly edited, poorly executed. Similar to Cliff, like there are a handful of good ideas in this movie. It is worth talking about. That said, it's also really boring a lot of the time.
Yes.
It's a really boring movie. Like, after a while, like, a lot of, like, the onslaught of bad one-liners just kind of wash over you, and you're waiting for something new, and it doesn't get there. It's so difficult. And the other thing too, like, not only is this a vanity project, like, but it's like the worst kind that went so over budget that was genuinely a miserable experience for the majority of people who worked on the film. Was it Richard E. Grant has a memoir where
he wrote about it in his book.
Wasn't he in the Spice World movie?
Yeah, but
he writes about that one too, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people ripped this movie apart who were involved because Bruce Willis was a monster on the set. He was fucking terrible. Him and other actors involved that he was like closer with, like Robbie was alluding to, constantly demanding rewrites and changes. They were demanding logistical changes, like filming in different countries, without any concept of the materials they would get. So part of the reason they went completely, like, they blew the budget way up was because they had to keep importing shit to over a dozen other countries they filmed in.
Yeah. $65 million budget, by the way, in 1991. Think about that.
Should have been like infinite money.
There was no reason for a lot of it. There was no reason for the long intro set piece with horrible wigs.
Yeah. Joe, real quick. Just so $65 million for the budget on this one. Die Hard's budget was like $30 million, for instance. Like,
damn.
Fuck. Yeah. No, but I mean, this is like, this movie only needed to take place in New York, and then maybe you do the third act or whatever in Rome. That would have been great.
But just you can film it in like Slovakia or some shit if you want to, right?
Yeah. No, exactly. But like they just do an awful thing with that. The gimmicky stuff doesn't make any, like, you think about it for more than 2 seconds and you're like, what fucking cat burglar loudly sings while burglarize? Like, what? And then they're all the wrong amount of time. Like, it's like, this sucks. Like, they're just terrible. It's like
skateboards. Where the fuck they get the skateboards?
And the director's commentary
from
said,
Back to the Future.
And the director's commentary said he thought that would be cute.
Yeah, but it's like it's narcissism run amok. And normally we talk about movies that, like, yeah, they were a bad experience, but you got something like that'll just last forever from it. Like, you get
The Shining.
You get The Shining, Apocalypse Now, Blade Runner, all notoriously difficult shoots. This was a incredibly difficult shoot for a lot of people. It upended their lives. It ruined people. And this is what we fucking get. Like, it's a disgrace to, like, the medium that this movie happened. And to top it all off, it's an R movie that feels like it could have been PG-13, no problem. It feels like a PG-13 movie for 95% of it.
I mean, maybe they just wanted that one fuck bomb, like an MCU movie.
Yeah, it's like if this movie was PG-13, it would have made tens of millions of dollars more. They added an extra layer, making it an R movie for no reason.
Well,
Because
that's a part of it. Yeah, that's a part of it because that's part of the tonal clash of the movie, right? And everybody's been kind of talking about that. I think the very first comment we had was from Kevin saying, yeah, like the tonal clash. Like it's, yeah, this movie, and that's like, let's go to style and structure. The movie, for having such a budget, doesn't look like it has that budget. I think it has a similar budget to Terminator 2, which released the same year. You can see that budget on the screen. Not so much here, except for when like Bruce Willis wakes up, he looks out, there's the fucking Coliseum. Like we understand there's a lot of problematic stuff about the making of this movie. And just that's why I get overblown in budget and Bruce Willis and all this shit. Joe is 100% right. In fact, Joe, I agree with everything you said, except for one thing. I don't find this movie boring at all. I think this movie's exhilarating. I think this movie's got a quick pace. I fucking love all of it. The setup with Leonardo da Vinci, I love that. I love the heist scenes. Yes, it's so stupid. They mention how stupid it is in the movie that they time their heists to songs. Because even Tommy Five Tone tells Hudson, you know, they invented this thing called the watch. But I don't know, man. Like, the movie is so dumb. But, like, I love that shit. I love them singing those Bing Crosby songs while they're, like, doing their little heist. I love the Italian nun. That's the Southern woman from South Carolina for some fucking reason. Like, I love the inconsistencies and incongruities of this movie. It's part of the charm to me. Another big part of that charm is Bruce Willis and his performance. We're not supposed to talk about style and structure yet. We're supposed to talk about the cast. Jelani, why don't you tell me a performance you're trying to highlight tonight? Like, out of everything, what stands out to you?
I'm not gonna take him. He's my favorite character, but I'm not gonna take him. I got a best character and I got a worst character, and I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna take David Caruso as Kit Kat.
Good pick.
What would have been? Sorry, but
go ahead, ask.
I love that pick because it's like the whole time when he was part of the Candy Gang, I was just waiting for him to fucking like put on some fucking shades or some shit, you know.
He did. He did the shades.
Not
in the copycat scene. Dun-dun. He did it. He did it. I saw it, and I was like, "That's why I was like, you're my favorite character," because he copycat everybody. He had the shades, man. Doo-doo. When he was copying Hudson Hawk, I love that character. I don't know why. He was just so, he wore the dress with Andy McDowell, and like, oh man, I loved all of that. Like, that was my second genuine laugh in that movie. I was like, what are you doing?
Dude, he's a great character, and I love that bit when he dies, and then like 100 cards fall out of his pockets. You're like, oh, that's how he does it, right? I always liked you. I love that, and I love when he's like mimicking Hudson Hawk, and Hudson like elbows him, and he just looks at him. He's like, "Yeah, I was being an asshole, man. You got me." You know, I love that bit, dude. That's a great fucking pick, dude. He's great in the movie. He stands out. I love it. I watched. I think it was the Oliver Harper did a movie commentary on it, and he was like, him and his buddy were like, there's no reason for him to be doing any of this. And I'm like, yeah, but doesn't there have to be a reason why he dresses up as everybody or why he's pretending to be a statue? I don't think so. I think he's the stealth guy. He's the master of disguise. He's the Dana Carvey of the crew. Speaking of the Dana Carvey of the crew, Brooks, what about you? What's a performance you want to highlight?
Well, I think the character stood out the most for me was probably Sandra Bernhard's character, the crazy rich lady with the dog.
I've got the power.
Like she gives off very Joan Cusack and Addams Family Values kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Like she's like so zany and wacky. It's like she's over the top. I think like she's one of the characters that gets to kind of like go full ham, I think, in this movie. And you know, she's got that fucking dog, you know. No matter what anybody says, not all dogs are good dogs. Some dogs are assholes.
Not all dogs go to heaven. Right?
It's okay to not be sad when an asshole dog gets what's coming to him.
Shit, y'all, we've never done All Dogs Go to Heaven on this channel. We should do
Ah,
that.
that's a good one.
We
Don
should have an
Bluth.
animated movie
Dinosaurs
like
are back
fest.
too.
Animated
Yeah.
fest.
Age
great.
Master, bro.
Oh, yeah. We did Annie Mae. We should do Animated May or something shit like that. I don't know. Cliff, what about you? Is there a performance that you think stood out from the rest?
Sandra motherfucking Bernhard. Okay? Like, she is the only person who knows what movie she's in.
Yep.
All right? That
Choose scenery,
that
baby.
bitch came to play. She is completely committed to this movie. Like, in fact, she's so good at living in the joke of the film, it exposes how much I hate Bruce Willis in this movie and as a human being. And then I gotta remember all the good stuff about him to stop being angry. And like, if I worked on this film and I spent 4 months away from my family, like these people did, with all this craziness, like the news would have been that I'm choking this motherfucker out at the fucking Vatican. Like that would have been all over the tabloids.
How did
This, I love that you mentioned her, because like when I went to go visit New York for the first time in my life last fall, Joe took me to this bar that he likes. Was it the Library? Is that the name of the bar? Or something like that?
Library. Mhm.
And they were playing like old movies. They were playing the Sandra Bernhard movie that none of us knew, right?
Yeah.
And I still need to like watch that movie because it looked very cool, because it was predate this movie. We had to look it up. We figured it out, but like it just that reminds me. I remember being a kid and not understanding her. I remember her from this movie, and I remember her from Roseanne. That's what I always remembered her from.
And I remember her from when she was a lesbian fling for Madonna. But I love Sandra Bernhard. Movie. So I watched the Sandra Bernhard movie when I was like 13 or some shit. And so I understood her because she understood me before I understood myself. She was my first exposure. She was my wise lesbian like projection who was like, it's like, come gay child, you don't understand this shit, but let me tell you about some things like men fucking other men behind their wives' backs and other shit that goes on the F train. Come with Sandra Bernhard. And like, I just love her so much. And like, and she does what she does best in this movie, you know, like she knows exactly where it's supposed to be. Her comedic timing is the best of everyone here, you know. She makes the best of her screen time with Robert Grant, right? Or Gant, right?
Yes.
Anyhow, I just absolutely love her.
Sure.
I even watched the interview she did in like 1990 something, where she was complaining about the 4 months she spent away from her family, but like how warm that Bruce was when she went in for her reading and how she really wanted this role. And I'm like, bitch, how much did they pay you to not talk shit about this movie? So anyhow,
the movie, by the way, that was playing at the library was Without You, I'm Nothing. So it's 1990. Right. Another one I need to check out.
And by the way, y'all may forget, but she has a small role in The Kings of Comedy.
Oh, she does. She's in The King of Comedy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. The Scorsese film. Yeah,
absolutely. And she said that she felt that even though it was a small role, that was her breakout. You know, that like after that, she actually got callbacks started to happen more frequently. But yeah, she's sharp, she's cool, she's entertaining, she's my girl, she's my bitch, she's my goddess, she's my thing. I still watch episodes of that 2 episodes of Will and Grace. I still watch just because she's there. All right.
Well, I guess we know who wears the penis in this family. What about you, Link? What's a performance you want to highlight?
I'm gonna go good old Daniel Leo, probably butchering his last name, but yeah, he plays that wise figure like he does in every movie. I think he plays his role to the best. No disrespect to Cliff's favorite, but yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
I love him in this movie. Tommy Five Tone, right? He's warm, he's gentle, he's inviting, and he's also kind of a schmuck at the same time. And I think there's like 3 fake out deaths from him in this movie.
Would you fucking believe it? They have a sprinkler system in the back.
Fucking airbags. Can you fucking believe it? His greatest performance I've ever seen him in. He's done a lot of good stuff, but do the right thing, man. Like you said, Sal.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So good. Joe, what's a performance you want to highlight?
I want to highlight a really shitty performance. Now, I know that doesn't really narrow it down in this movie, but Andy McDowell really fucking sucks in this movie.
Oh my god! Joe, absolutely.
She doesn't connect at all. She's a love interest that seems digitally inserted into the movie.
Very dry. Yeah.
Just dry, fucking god awful. What a miserable experience having her on the screen.
I don't
And
think
you know what's
she knew
terrible?
what
She's in good stuff.
I love her, and this was painful.
No, and
You know,
now,
we-
and she wasn't supposed to be in this movie. She came in very last minute because the original actress they got was an Italian actress who would have fit the movie.
Yep.
So, and then they just go, fuck it. Like it's like
she
you really
had
care about
medical issues.
authenticity, but whatever.
She was having medical issues, so they had to get Andy McDowell in, and not enough time for her to learn an accent. Not that I don't know if she could have gotten that down.
Yeah, but they cared about authenticity until they didn't. And like a lot of like that story alone really makes a lot of defenses of the movie fall apart because no, that wasn't intentional. That wasn't like a joke. That was a last minute sub and they said, fuck it, let's go. They didn't talk about it being like, now the joke's going to be she's Italian, but she's not. Like, no. A lot of the stuff in this movie was not intentional. They didn't intentionally try to do certain things. It's a cope. If someone tells you that they intentionally were trying to do a lot of things in this movie, it is a cope. And you have to have a serious conversation with this person in your life that's pushing these sort of, wild takes to try to make you think that there's something of value here.
I like Andy McDowell in this movie, and my favorite bit with her is when she's pretending to be crazy, talking like a dolphin and shit. I don't know why. That cracks me up, man. It cracks me up, man.
That fucked my dogs up during that scene. They're like, "What's going on?"
But I don't disagree with you, Joe.
It was so wooden.
If a movie elicits such passionate emotional responses, there's got to be something to it, even if it's bad.
There's something. I think there's some good performances here. One I really want to highlight is Andrew Bernarski. Andrew Bernarski plays Butterfinger in this movie, and I think he's probably the best performance in the movie. He knows what movie he's in, Cliff. Right? He knows.
Say what you want to say.
He's got the best.
When he tells James Coburn, like, I think something fishy's going on. He's got arrows sticking out of him.
And when he falls,
I love him in everything he's in. He was Max Shrek's son in Batman Returns.
Yes,
He was Zangief in Street Fighter.
No way.
Right? Yeah, and
He looks just like him.
he is Leatherface in those Michael Bay produced Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies.
Hey,
Also, he's in one of the greatest football movies of all time, The Program. Boom. So I'm going to say him. I like him.
And his death scene, bro, when he fell, that was such a cool little touch of detail that I wish more movies did. When he, like, the arrows kind of protruded further through or came further out of his body when he hit the ground. That was cool. That was a nice little touch.
Yeah. The movie has that tonal clash we were talking about, and it doesn't quite work, but like it's cartoonish, right? But so it's like a Looney Tunes cartoon, but when those arrows go through Daffy Duck or he gets shot, he just has holes in him and he's fine. He doesn't just die horribly like Butterfinger or anybody else in this movie. It's so weird how violent and like deathly this movie is. There's a lot of death. There's a lot of killing, right? It's trying to be something like a Die Hard movie or a Lethal Weapon movie. It's trying to be a proto James Bond. They very much were intentionally trying to go Our Man Flint a little bit. That's why they even got James Coburn in the movie. Ooh. So they're trying to be serious and they're trying to be like farcical at the same time. I don't think they are trying to be Naked Gun. I think they're trying to be something in the middle. I think that middle does exist, but you need the Coen brothers to bring us to that middle in my idea. And in the Coen brothers movies, you can tell like, oh, brother has some serious shit, but it leans more into the comedy side.
What was
Blood Simple, it's got some funny shit, but it leans more into the serious side. You got to pick a route and then use the other to support it. And I think this movie doesn't do that very well.
What was the Western they did on Netflix?
The Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, that's the vibe that this movie would have, if they would have just had that.
Yeah, if he would have got the Coen brothers to make this
That would've
movie,
been-
might just be one of the greatest movies of 1991. To be honest with you, right? But you know,
Yes.
it's not the guy who directed this movie, which is Michael Lehman, did do a movie that I know we all love and respect, which is Heathers. Heathers is a movie that he's.
Good gay son.
Seen that one. Oh, yeah.
He also did what? Did you say something?
The gay football players. I think he was making a nod to that.
I
Oh,
was
okay.
saying I love my dead gay son.
Oh yeah, I thought you said he also did, and I was like, what? No, but he also did Airheads, which is another
Yeah.
movie I really, really like. Right? So
Respect,
this
yeah.
dude's got some chops. Maybe not for this movie, but if it, you know, I understand everything, but I do think that the pace of the movie is quick, and I actually love the ideas and the concepts. It's not executed perfectly, and honestly, if it was executed perfectly, I may not love this movie as much as I do. That being said, when I was watching it this time, I was uproariously laughing like I always am. And I was literally, I'm by myself. I was drinking a little bit that night and I was smoking, but I was laughing and I was looking at my cat and being like, Prudence, this movie's so stupid. Like I'm talking to my fucking cat. That's how into the movie. I wasn't that drunk, right? I had like a couple of drinks, but I had a lot of fun rewatching it. I always have a lot of fun watching this movie. When I was watching it, I was like, everybody's going to think I'm crazy when I say this, but this seems to me like a Joe Corallo thing to say. But honestly, look at the pacing and timing of movies today. And I think Hudson Hawk was a little bit ahead of its time. It wasn't perfect. It didn't execute it right, but I think it was trying to do a blend of action, adventure, and comedy that was eventually perfected by, say, early phases of the MCU. So I think this is a precursor to some of those movies, like even The Mummy, which came maybe like 6 years after this, the Brendan Fraser Mummy. I think Hudson Hawk was trying to do that before that was really kind of cemented by movies like The Mummy, then eventually, ultimately, Iron Man and the further MCU in the early days. I love the style. I like the structure, though it does not look as expensive as it is. What about you, Jelani? What do you think about the style and structure of the film?
It's all over the place. Joe is right. This movie is slow. It's boring. It is not the greatest. It could have cut like 20 minutes out of this movie and we'd be all right.
I do yeah.
If anything, I would have loved to see the CIA heist at the Louvre. That would have been pretty cool. Actually, I wish I've seen all of the actual heists. All the heists should have been done better.
The ending bits
should
have been trimmed down a little bit.
Especially the end. The end is just stupid as shit. I really hate that.
Cappuccino.
He's got this cappuccino, sure, and Donnie Aiello is alive. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I saw that limo explode. You were fucking dead.
Airbags and sprinkler systems, bro.
But I believe that he was actually supposed to die and he got upset and they rewrote it. Like, I think that was supposed to be the bit.
Yeah. And they were making it like they were trying to make it absurd, like Naked Gun. Once again, going back to that movie, which this really should have been. Like, you really could have done it. Like, fourth wall breaks. You could have done all that shit. You could have, I think if Hudson Hawk had done a few more, not played it so straight, he should have been a lot funnier in his scenes to make that work. But he I don't know, it's just not timed well. All the timing is off in this movie. It's really, it's like, they're almost there, and it's not. And then, of course, going to the Vatican made no sense to me. The cross that talks, no one's explained that to me. Like, I was like, what the crap is that? Why the crap would the Vatican even have that?
You're talking about the Vatican's alarm system? That's
No.
simple. That's what it is. It's the Vatican alarm system.
No, it's not an alarm system. The guy actually told her to come down and talk to her, like he knew she was there. And I was like, you saw, wait, this Jesus.
What cross are you talking about? Are you talking about the cross when he steals the
She's
shit?
talking.
It lights up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
was the
it's just an
communication.
intercom system.
Styling. It was just styling.
It was just terrible. It looked awful. I don't like anything about going to the
Jelani thought
Vatican.
they're having a stigmata moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delaney was like, Jesus?
Why is Jesus talking to her? It's so weird. And then she's like a nun, but then there are times she's not. And then at the end, she's just like, I think God wants me to keep an eye on you. I'm like, no, girl, you a nun. Your love is to Jesus. Unless you just rebuke your vows and go to like Hudson Hawk. It's so weird. There's so many.
You ain't having
I
none
think
of
that's religion at large,
None of
though.
that.
I think people who
I
I think that's everyone. No one practices religions to a T. Everyone picks and chooses what fits
Right.
their agenda.
It's still goofy. And then there's just so many little things. Andy McDowell is the worst in this movie. There's so God, I had a thought and I lost it because my train of thought got broken. But it's not your fault. The entire Vatican scene, going there, the CIA double, triple, quadruple cross, whatever the fuck that was. The fourth funniest joke I forgot is the golden shower that Sandra Bernhardt gets. It is a golden shower that she gets attacked with. So I thought that was funny as crap, though. I'll give it that.
Okay.
I loved the dog dying. I liked certain things about the structure of this film, but at the same time, it's all over the damn place and it's boring. And it's a crime to be boring. It is a crime to be boring.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I disagree with all of y'all tonight. Anybody who says it's boring to me, like
it's so boring.
Double Down is fucking boring, Joe. Okay, Double Down is boring as fuck, dude.
And that's why I gave it a 2.69. I didn't give it a 3.
This is almost
okay. Fair enough.
But
What about you,
yeah,
Brooke?
so-
What do you think about the style and structure, the S squared?
I'm on the this movie is kind of boring train. Like
no, it's so fucking boring.
Like the problem with this movie, like it's a comedy, of course, and like it didn't. I never laughed, but I did smile a few times in this movie. Like it just doesn't go hard enough in the way that it needs to go. Like I think it should either be like more cartoony or like not cartoony at all.
Right.
But like it kind of plays. It's trying to like toe a line, and I don't think it like succeeds, and it makes it a little bit dull, to be honest. That being said, like I think that there's some good performances in it. I like for what it is, its structure is fine. Like but the problem is just that it's just not as interesting as it should be. Like I think the character of Hudson Hawk is intriguing, but like the story just doesn't kind of live up to the mystique that's kind of set up with him. I think that's probably the main problem I have with the movie.
And his name is dumb for a reason. Like he has no real reason for that name, and I'm like, it's not good.
It's the hard, cold wind in the fall off the Hudson River, man.
What the fuck?
His name's Eddie Hawkins. He's
It's
the
so
Hawk.
cool.
He's Hudson Hawk, man.
No, I know.
They explain it in the scene when she's giving him the massage. The
Sure,
nun's
this
giving him a
Funhouse
very sensual
situation.
massage.
I'm hearing.
I'm
Funhouse.
agreeing with everything people are saying tonight until I hear these two words: boring and not interesting. Like, I guess that's 3 words, but like Fable, it didn't start out as a Funhouse situation because I do understand that this is a bad movie. I know it's a bad movie, but I'm starting to fucking turn on these motherfuckers right now. Right?
See?
All right. Anyway,
I knew it.
what about you? What do you think about the style and structure?
Oof. I almost forgot what we were talking about.
That must have been nice.
The movie has that effect on you.
Joe said that must have been nice.
Woo! Bruh.
I'm gonna sum it up in one
tonight.
statement.
Damn.
This movie is 3 different movies fighting, and none of them win. And I know I'm not the first person to say this. This movie is so busy not knowing what it is, it doesn't succeed at all.
Yeah.
Other than just what it is. And I'm still struggling. The question that is still haunting my mind is, why does Robbie like this so much? And my assessment at this 1 hour and 6 minutes in, okay, which is dangerously close to the time of the movie. But my assessment at this moment in time is that all the things it attempts, all the things that are interesting, is really magical for you. And I think that that's it. Because I am. There is an allure to what the things this movie tries, right? But the self-indulgence and the I want to punch Bruce Willis in the face are so overwhelming, that that
I also fell in love with this movie when I'm 11 years old, right? So I understand
that's
that.
true.
Too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's getting lost on a few people like seeing this movie as like a middle-aged man as opposed to like a prepubescent boy. You know, you're gonna get different takes on stuff.
Of course, but like and also I want to say something too. I used Naked Gun as like a personal bar. I don't care if this movie is trying to be Naked Gun or not. A few people have mentioned that, and I just want to say I don't care that it's trying to be Naked Gun. I just said that Naked Gun is an absurdist movie that succeeds and that I enjoy.
Oh,
and
we're mentioning it because that's a good point. This is a movie of that era that does something similar with the theater of the absurd that actually works. Yeah. So that's a good. I also think the Coen Brothers is good.
That's a solid.
I feel like
it either needs to be Naked Gun or it needs to be the Coen Brothers, or it needs to go full on Michael fucking Mann.
Honest to God, you called it. This would have been great as a Coen Brothers film.
Yeah,
if Bruce Willis were still mentally with us today, I would love for him to pay the Coen Brothers to be like, "Yo, do this movie right," But since that's not true, maybe if we're lucky, Demi will roll the dice one day.
Yeah, somebody will remake Hudson Hawk one day. Like I don't know, maybe like Chris Pratt or some shit like that. Maybe I don't fucking know, man.
I'm not gonna use
Nathan Fillion. I don't know.
Who I would use?
Who?
What's his name's kid? I think I would do Scott Eastwood.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Okay,
that's interesting.
Because I feel like we could play with that with the serious, but absurdist reality.
That fucking Damien Chazelle, I can't pronounce his last name, but director of La La Land, have him directed. And good hands.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
All right.
I like that.
What about you, Link? What do you think about the style and structure of the film?
I like the style. I thought it had some charm to it. I even mentioned Bruce Willis's strip earlier. I do agree they should have committed to a certain stylistic choice of whether to be a serious film or a slapstick. But I gotta agree that I don't know. I don't want to say it's uninteresting, but towards the end, Jelani touched on this earlier. I do think like trimming like 15, because there was a movie I saw recently over the weekend called Thrash. Nothing special, just some crazy shark movie, but it's like an hour and it's like the movie's an hour 26, but like by an hour and 16, the movie was done. There's like 10 minutes of credits. So I was like, oh, in and out. With that, this movie, I think it depends on your mileage, but there's certain bits towards the end that I think they could have trimmed off that would have probably helped the movie a little bit. But I don't think it's egregious or anything like that. But this is just a personal preference. But I don't hate it.
They could have definitely tightened up the beginning. I think like got rid of the narration introduction, the Princess Bride fucking like end cap. Like what the fuck is that?
That's what makes me think there's like different cuts of this movie, because there's like certain bits that never went anywhere. Just I've never heard Bruce Willis or Robert Kraft mention this, but I feel like they thought this could be the start of a franchise.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why the storybook thing, because it wasn't at the end of the book when they closed it. I think I was looking way too into it when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Cliff, did you raise your hand?
I did raise my hand. I forgot. I forgot to mention one thing. Marilyn Vance, did the wardrobe. All right, and I just shout out to her because I feel that is one thing that was really nailed.
Yeah, everybody's dressed nice, man. Yeah, everybody looks great. What about you, Joe? What do you think about style and structure?
I mean, like some people were talking about, like there is something there. If someone remade this, I'd be interested in seeing that movie. This movie, it's so boring. I was really bored the whole way through. It wasn't baffling enough. It was baffling in a way where I was like, whatever, all right. Everything, and like, they needed to cut one-liners. It was like, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. And that works if you're a really clever movie or show, which this is not. So you end up just getting like 1 out of every 10 joke is like, okay, that's an actual joke. But it's like, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. And it weighs you down. It makes you fucking miserable just watching it, being like, another fucking bad joke. Oh my God. Oh, that one was kind of funny. Oh God, the bad joke. I didn't really smile or laugh during this. It really felt like the worst way to execute this movie on like every level. It was so boring. It was so like, just the pacing wasn't there. I'm looking at the movie. I'm not looking away. I'm not looking at my phone, and I'm just like, wait a minute, like, what the fuck's even going on? You know, I'm like, it's not a welcoming movie. It doesn't do enough to deserve that R rating. Like, it's a movie that's bad for kids and parents alike. Like, could you imagine like a 30-something taking their like 8-year-old to see that, and they can both have nothing for each other experiencing that movie? Like,
bonding experience. Man, that movie sucked, didn't it, Dad? It sure did,
I don't
son.
know. I feel like if my mom would have taken me to see
Rebonding.
that, I probably would have had a good time. My mom probably would have forgotten about it, possibly, but I would have remembered it.
but yeah, no, the style's not interesting enough, and the structure is abysmal. It's just abysmal.
Fair enough. You kept using that B word.
All right, I would like to add.
Well, it's the Funhouse all over again.
It's not, because the difference is Funhouse. I would say objectively, Hudson Hawk is a bad movie. I would say objectively, Funhouse is not. Funhouse is a good movie, objectively speaking.
Wait to watch Funhouse so that I can have an opinion on that.
I still need to watch it too. I'll get to it. I gotta.
So I feel like we got to have a Funhouse redo.
Just make sure you call me in.
I will. We already got half the panel already, because I don't know if I'm bringing these two ass hats back. You know what I'm saying?
Don't bring people back to resuffer. Don't bring people back to resuffer.
I'm not. This will be like, sorry, Delaney Brooks, you're not invited tonight.
I
Funhouse.
appreciate it.
I remember
Not
who was
like
on
it
that
one
show.
second
It
when I
was
rewatched.
Delaney, and it was Jay Strick and Brooks and Brian. Dylan came in, backed me up a little bit. So thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that.
That movie was ass.
I just want to share why people keep using the B word, why they keep finding this movie boring, right? Because the movie is doing too much. Like that expression, this bitch is doing too much. This bitch movie is doing too much. And it causes disengagement, right? And disengagement causes boredom. All right. So that's what's happening. Now, because my brain, 15 minutes in, said, why does Robbie like this movie? I started rewiring, and then I just started looking for things. And then I was like, oh my God. I was like trying to find this needle in the haystack.
Why does 11-year-old Robbie love this movie? That's the question.
Any Robbie in the fucking multiverse.
The multiverse of madness. All right.
I called up Brainiac 5 and Wave Rider and said, bitch, help me.
All right.
So
let's talk briefly about the music, right? The music is a part of the movie. It started as a song. Robert Kraft is a musician. Him and Bruce Willis got to know each other when they were working at the bar. One as a musician, one as a bartender. They developed this song, this like boom, ba-dum, and they're playing with it, right? So that music is in there. Robert Kraft is credited as a co-composer. Michael Kamen is the other composer. We know him from massive, awesome movies like Lethal Weapon, Roadhouse, so many. He has this nice sensibility, uses a lot of sax and guitar. I like what he's doing in this movie because his job, because it's mostly his music in the composition. What his job was to kind of play around with like old Hollywood, big swingy kind of movies, the movies that Robert Kraft and Bruce Willis would have grown up with. They're kind of trying to do their own like 50s, 60s heist, Bing Crosby, Bob Hope kind of fucking thing. And that time had passed and they didn't really update it enough for the modern audience or the contemporary audience at the time to really understand it. But I think the music is fine. I do love the Bing Crosby songs though. I love the sitting on a star. Is that what it is? Something like that. Swinging on a star. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I love it so much. I don't remember the fucking name. I like the music. It's one of my favorite things.
It was the theme to Out of This World. Don't you remember Vicky and her time-stopping powers? Come on.
I do.
I've actually never seen it, man, but I only know
oh my God, you're
I know, man. I know.
What movie?
It's
a TV series, Out of This World.
That is
oh my God, Robbie's childhood is incomplete.
No, it's very complete because of Hudson Hawk. What about you, Jelani? What do you think about the music in the film?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's catchy.
Even though it's jazz?
It's fun. It was not jazz. There was no jazz.
It's more bluesy. It's more blues.
It's blues more than jazz, and it's swingier than it.
Yeah, swingy like boom.
Then, good motherfucker. Sorry. Woo. It's all right. I like more sound design because my favorite sound in that entire movie was.
Well, you didn't like all the Looney Tune sounds, like in the fights where he's like it's so stupid. It's so stupid. This movie is stupid, y'all. Y'all are right.
It's a stupid ass movie, man. It's stupid ass. Like you could do it. You could make this movie good. That's the problem. It has a great premise, and you made it ass. And I was gonna say something about the style of the movie that I missed because stuff happened. The damn Da Vinci shit where you find pieces of the fucking Philosopher's Stone. You find a piece of the Philosopher's Stone in a book. How the fuck in the cover of this book did you find a fucking Philosopher's Stone piece? And it's all sparky and spiky and jaded, and it's not pieced together right.
It's not even a hollow book.
It's not a hollow book. It's an actual book. It doesn't fit in the windy thing they stole from the Louvre. The thing they tore out isn't the same. I mean, the piece is too big for what came out of that thing. God damn it. That fucking movie. Anyway, music's fine.
Music's fine. All right. Like that. What about you, Brooks? What do you think about the music?
I like the music of this film. It does have that kind of like, old timey New York feel to it, which is, I think, like, it's kind of the theme of Hudson Hawk. He's kind of like this old school type of guy. He's got the fedora and the sunglasses. He's got that kind of smart ass New York attitude to him, and that's kind of what the music it fits that kind of mood. So, like, out of everything, I think the soundtrack is probably one of the best things in the movie. I think it's like, it really suits the movie perfectly.
I think I'm an honorary New Yorker after being there this last fall. I feel like I am an honorary New Yorker, right? But I'm not a New Yorker. But I would say maybe Bruce Willis is bringing more of a South Jersey vibe to it.
Yeah, well, I'm a Southern boy. I ain't as well versed in all of the Yankee dialects and such.
Cliff, what about you, man? What do you think about the music?
New Yorker or something?
I'm about to say something hard. I know I'm not going to say something horrible out loud. I'm not. I didn't care for the singing. And then, like, again, I wish that someone had said, let's try to make this right and tight, right? Because this was very Guardians of the Galaxy prototype, But like Guardians of the Galaxy like came out and executed it properly, and then this does not do that. it's like it's just so bad. It's so bad. It's if I'm to be generous, my generous words would be it's boldly unconventional.
I would say beautifully unconventional, but that's also one of my favorite Wolf Alice songs. What about you, Link? Speaking of beautifully unconventional, what do you think about the music in this
Thank
film?
you. Real quick, I've been wondering if this movie like suffers, like, you know, since Bruce Willis was in his prime when this movie was made, I'm wondering if it suffers from like M. Night Shyamalan syndrome, where it's like great ideas, but too many yes men around him, where it's like someone needs to tell him like, you need to pull back on that.
All right,
That's
so
cool.
and there's a documentary you can find. It's like, this is one of my favorite things. Allow me. One of my favorite things. You can find this on YouTube. It's called like The Story of Hudson Hawk, and it's Robert Kraft and it's Bruce Willis talking 25 years after the release about the film. But the way they choose to do it is at a bar while Robert's playing the piano and Bruce just starts doing a little bit of like, skipping it up. She broke my heart. Like he's singing. Like, it's so fucking funny, right? Like, it's so stupid. It's so funny. It's so pretentious. And it really encapsulates everything about what this movie is and why. And like, they mention that, right? And like Bruce Willis talks about like, you know, he goes, yeah, the problem is I learned for the first time we're making ourselves laugh on set. Maybe we shouldn't have been worried about making ourselves laugh. Right.
Yeah. Right.
But then, yeah, you know, but it did officially become profitable in 1995. So it's been making money. So that's nice. You know?
That's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
movies nowadays, they don't get that. Right. They
don't
get
not
like
at all.
we can hit profitability in like 8 years. You know, they don't get that. But dude,
that
that story of Hudson, I think you should watch it because it's pretty funny, dude.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I'll just type in YouTube like
The Story of Hudson Hawk. Yeah, you'll find it. Or Hudson
no,
Hawk movie documentary, something like that. Yeah.
I think the music, I'm right there with Brooks. I think the music was probably one of the better parts of the movie. I think it helped bring out the character of the movie, even though it's, you know, it's got its flaws. But I think it was indicative of what it was trying to go for, like the vibe or era that the Hudson Hawk character is trying to go for. I think they know that. So the music was fine for me.
Yeah, nice. I like that. What about you, Joe? Thoughts on the music?
Sure. First, though, I just have to say, like, the idea of this movie being ahead of its time and setting up like MCU style stuff, as if like Big Trouble in Little China didn't fucking happen.
No,
like,
I get you. And Predator, I think Predator has a lot to
movie.
do with it too. You know,
What about Gold
Yeah.
Child?
And Big Trouble
lot
in
of
Little China,
Schwarzenegger
actual PG-13 movie. Like, you know.
When are we gonna watch Big Trouble in Little China? Let's do that.
that's such a good movie.
Should.
We've
Everyone
done
should.
it.
It's
We've already
wonderful.
done it.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, maybe we'll do Funhouse again first, though.
Yeah, I'm down for that. But
You know
no,
what?
the
I'm
music
down for it.
is-
Let's do it as a double feature.
Oh shit!
One will be better than
Anyways.
the other one.
So the music is it's easily one of the better things in the movie, but it also doesn't really fit the movie half the time. Like, again, because of the tonal, whiplash throughout the movie, and the sound effects don't really work. Like, a lot of the sound design is just like, oh, so we're gonna be Who Framed Roger Rabbit for 4 seconds, and then we're gonna go right back to being kind of serious. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, so that sucks. But I mean, Bruce Willis isn't like a bad singer. Like, he's fine.
I think Danny does a little bit of a better job actually in the film as a singer.
Yeah, I think so.
He kind of belts a little bit more, right? Bruce has kind of got that like very small, like he's trying to do that kind of thing. All right, so the music, man,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's nice. That was.
I think I'm very happy they're both retired.
Damn.
All right, time to dig in a little bit deeper. If this movie has a meaning to you, Jelani, what would it be? What's it speaking to you thematically?
Don't do vanity projects. Don't get your ass like screwed up. Is there a good vanity project that was like really good? Melania? No.
Oh, it's a solid show, even though it's like a vanity project for Alicia.
I'm trying to think of one that's worth a damn. But yeah, it doesn't have a plot, so I don't really have a theme. I mean, you can say like, I don't know, stay in your lane. Like if mobsters want you to rob some shit, don't rob the shit. Just figure out way to like screw them over or something. I don't know. It doesn't have like that thing, because Hudson Hawk is the same at the beginning as he is at the end. He is a thief, and he's a comedic thief that goes through misadventures and capers, but he learns nothing. He doesn't learn anything. He's
like James Bond, man.
He doesn't learn the power of friendship. He doesn't get James Bond, at least in the later movies, except for the last two, they learn and grow. He becomes, it layers him. I guess the Daniel Craig one, it layers until the last two movies, but it is what it is because he's just there. He's like a light.
Yeah.
So like,
all right.
Don't have vanity projects for me. That's what I got from it.
I love that you mentioned that because now I'm looking. I typed in vanity project examples on Google, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm thinking maybe next April we just do vanity project month because what they brought up was The Room.
Oh God!
Right? They brought up the Brown Bunny. The Brown Bunny. They brought up Glitter.
Wow.
Mariah Carey. Battlefield Earth.
These are all
John Travolta for sure.
They bring up Cool as Ice.
Which, God.
If there was ever a movie made for PCP movie night in April, it's Cool as Ice. But the final one they listed, Double Down by Neil Breen.
Wow. I do love Cool as Ice.
No, you do not, Joe. No, you do not.
I have actually seen that movie on the big screen.
Was Vanilla Ice there? Was Rob there?
No, but I did for years. This is, like a decade ago. I used to have a Cool as Ice shirt.
Of course.
And it had that line from like the promo of like, want to melt a heart? Just add ice.
Yes.
Well, I was about to defend Glitter, because I'm here for it.
Next April's going to be fun, y'all. Next April's going to be great. It's going to be so much fun. The Room, Glitter, and Cool as Ice for sure.
I'm already on for Cool as Ice.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Call me for Glitter.
Yeah, I'll be there for Glitter.
And I've met Vanilla Ice. I'm a huge Vanilla Ice fan. I got his autograph. I got a T-shirt. All that shit. It was so cool. So cool.
Did you touch his wife? What's his wife's name?
What?
I don't know. I don't know if he had a wife at this time. This was a long time ago. This is probably like 20 years ago. Did I touch his wife? What the fuck is that?
No, I'm sorry. That's out of context. I've seen an interview recently with some Vanilla Ice.
Was touched by Robbie. Yes.
I love how he goes,
but
oh, wait, that was out of context,
shit.
man.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking out loud.
I think everyone's getting confused with Touched by an Angel.
That's like the worst show of all time, man. Anyway, Brooks, what's this movie speaking to you thematically?
Well, there's kind of a thing that I believe they were setting up at the beginning of the movie, but they don't really deliver on it. Is like this idea of like, how the criminal justice system, like, doesn't give guys like Hudson Hawk a chance. Like he gets out and immediately his parole officer is like trying to get him to run scams for him, like, he just gets sucked back into the world of, of being a criminal, even though he's always like the whole time in the beginning, he's like, yeah, I'm done. He's trying to get out of it. But like, all of these characters just like suck him back in, even like, his good buddy, like, it's like a little devil on his ear or on his shoulder.
Like when it was like as soon as he got out, he was like talking to the cell dude, and he was like, I just been out for less than a day. I'm not trying to go right back in, like because he had suggested something to him that was clearly going to put him right back in the slammer.
Yeah, it feels like it's part of his personality. He's always going to be this kind of like this cat burglar, like it's his thing, but like it's like he's trying to get out of it, but like it's just not meant to be because all of these people just drag him back in and basically like force him back into the life, like it kind of feels like he doesn't have much, which he's not like, bitter about it or anything, which is why I don't think it kind of delivers on that kind of message because, Hudson Hawk doesn't ever feel like resentful or anything about it. He's just like, he kind of goes with the flow with it, like, hey, he's got, well, yeah, I guess I'm a thief, so I'm just gonna have to keep thieving. But yeah, I do like, I wish they had kind of like, gone more into the this idea of, the system failing him, like not giving him more viable options. Like even this, he's technically half owner of a small business, and that's still not enough for him. It's like it's this idea like it's just not enough opportunities for people.
Yeah.
I guess.
Plus, he can't vote.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's a crime, not allowing felons like ex-convicts and ex-felons to vote. That's me personally, and whatever. We're not getting into that right now. Cliff, what's this movie speaking to you? By the way, well said, Brooks.
Yeah.
What is this movie theme?
Exactly.
Well,
we have to think so deeply
one of you covered greed and excess, right? Which is true. I want to argue intelligence versus absurdity because you have the most absurd pile of shit people ever, like fawning over the intelligence of Da Vinci. Or maybe we could go simpler. It's freedom versus control. Hudson just wants to have his fucking cappuccino.
Yep.
Right? Or maybe it never meant anything at all because it was all a coke-induced fever fucking dream. So that's the theme of the movie, everybody.
I like that.
Both are valid. Both are very valid.
One thing that does bother me is when he finally gets that cappuccino at the end. It's not like when he first gets it, at that bar or in the car and he's smelling it. He just shoots it down and throws it like, bro, really?
Well,
you got to get it done, right? Because
when he tried to soak in, taking the ambiance and shit, it got shot out of his fingers and shit.
Maybe that's a good theme, man. Like, don't spend so much time trying to capture the moment. Just experience the moment. Link, what about you, man? What you got for the theme? And you can riff on that one if you really want to.
Yeah, I'll riff on that. I was gonna say I don't really got shit, but I think that is very astute in the observation for this. Very giving. But I don't. This was a movie. I think this was a learning lesson. If anything, I think this was a learning lesson for filmmakers. In pursuing a vanity project, that's what I've learned about it. But theme wise. Keep at it. Eventually, you're gonna get your fucking cappuccino, bro.
Hell yeah,
you're gonna get your cappuccino,
bro. I really want to go get a cappuccino now, man. I really do. I haven't had cappuccino forever because in America we all love our lattes, right? But like
espresso.
I think I'm gonna go get a cappuccino, man, pretty soon, man. Yeah, a latte, a double latte, like a latte with double shot of espresso is fucking amazing, right? And I love that shit, right? I don't drink a lot of coffee, but when I do drink coffee, I like drinking coffee. But anyway, I want some cappuccino. Brooks, Jelaine, you guys want to meet up for some cappuccinos sometime?
I prefer Dos Equis.
All right, Joe, what's this movie saying to you, if there's anything you can pull from it?
Yeah, there's not a lot because this is a very naked vanity project, right? Like this is, we're at the top of our game. We're going to make a lot of money so we can spend a lot of money. This is going to be a big franchise. So, this is going to be the next James Bond. They very much wanted to be like the next offshoot of James Bond, which maybe they walked so Austin Powers could run. Maybe that's what happened. But I did see Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me on the big screen a few nights ago.
Oh,
nice.
That's a great movie. I
saw it on the big screen. That movie had just released when I first started working at the movie theater.
That was like one of my.
I watched the original Austin Powers in the movie theater when I worked.
Spy Who Shagged Me, and there was Phantom Menace was still in theaters. Matrix was still in theaters. Bowfinger had just come out.
Yeah.
I love Bowfinger. That's a movie I don't think
Bowfinger is amazing.
Yeah.
I saw Bowfinger I paid to see that movie twice in theaters when it came.
Yeah, that movie's good, man.
Eddie
I
Murphy's
fucking love Bowfinger.
Alien love? What you mean alien love? That plutonium is strictly for religious purposes. I love that shit. All right, man. For me, what's the movie saying? I mean, I get what everybody's saying. A lot of things within the movie have been discussed. A lot of things outside of the movie have been discussed. For me personally, there's the obvious thing of the oligarchy, right? These like crazy madcap fucking rich privileged assholes trying to like control gold just to ruin the economy. It's very comic book villain. It's very super. It's like so like
It's very our
but,
president now.
But the crazy thing is, in 1991 they were caricatures.
Yep.
In 2026,
characters.
this is who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? They're
Real
them.
people.
Shit, you know. So there's that, and I love what Brooks was saying about like the ex-con trying to just go, right? Just move forward, and the system, society, they will not allow it to happen. The other thing that I think is really, really awesome in this movie is the idea of the corrupt systems around us, the government, but not just the government. The government. We could say that. But no,
CIA,
let's dive
baby.
deeper. How about the CIA and how they work within and outside of the government? How about the Vatican being a power in the world as a government, but actually kind of superseding a government, especially with their political and religious power? These are things that are not tackled in movies. And when they are tackled in movies, they don't do well, like Hudson Hawk or Godfather 3. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's actually kind of incredibly interesting for a movie like this to play around with the CIA, the Vatican, and how that relates to this international conspiracy that dates all the way back to the time of Leonardo DiCaprio. So I like those
Leonardo
kind of
da
ideas.
Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci. Shit, I knew I would do it one time, man. I did a top 5 fucking Daredevil comics video one time, and I kept saying Deadpool. Kept saying fucking Deadpool.
No.
Like, it
Oh
was like
my
the
God.
worst thing ever, dude. I know, man. I'm trying to be like
That's
really
a
smart. You
unique
talk about
level of
Frank
disrespect.
Miller. I'm trying to talk about Frank Miller and Ed Brubaker and Brian Michael Bendis and Stan Lee and Wally Wood and Gene Colan. And I just keep saying fucking Deadpool like an asshat, dude. Anyway. So that's what I think is cool. And also, one of my favorite funny moments, I cracked up so fucking hard, harder than I should, was when she's like, "You promised there to be no ex-CIA, new CIA, whatever that fucking shit was." I don't know. That cracked me the fuck up for some reason. I like Snickers in this movie too. Time to rate this film out of 5 possible you digs. I think we are now officially at the runtime of the movie. Out of 5 potential you digs, what would you rate it? You out there in the chat, let us know. What would you give Hudson Hawk? Jelani, kick us off.
Since I gave you the movie, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give you a 2.5 because I'm not watching it again. I'm glad I gave that movie away. It's not good. It could be good. It has the potential of being great, and it's not. And it's stilted. It's hackneyed. It wants to be something it's not on the many levels. And the worst crime is it's boring. Joe, you are so right. It is very boring. It is the boring to disconnect. It is so many things it's trying to be, but it is not. And it does it to the point where you're just like, okay, it's almost over, right? Cars exploding before they're supposed to explode. That's funny as shit to me. Watching dogs fly out of windows is also hilarious to me.
Dude, that dog should have fucking exploded.
That dog should have exploded. Yes, that dog should have exploded with the ball.
He should have put a grenade in it. And like the dog catches the grenade, and that would have been great.
And then it blows the dog up. But yeah, and then
I think we're already working on the remake right now.
Yeah, we got some going. Sure.
I've learned recently that's what's called a punch up. What we just did. That's the punch up, man. Like
Okay.
we punched that up.
So 2.5.
2.5. I like that, dude. That's actually very fair, and I think higher than what you gave Funhouse. What about you, Brooks? What do you rate this film?
That's a 0.
To quote the great Immortan Joe, I find this movie extremely mediocre. But that being said, like, you know, there are parts of it, like, I didn't think it's like extremely, like, it's not like, you know, painfully dull. At least not for me. Like, you know, I can see somebody actually liking the kind of humor too. It's kind of like, you know, with comedies like this, like, you know, some people will be more inclined to laugh at something that you wouldn't. But, like, you know, I'm gonna hedge my bets on this one and give it a 3 because I haven't played the NES game yet. So once I play the NES game and I like have the rest of the story, like, I don't know, man, I might be like, man, this movie's fucking brilliant. But for now, I'm just gonna hedge my bets. I'm gonna keep it in the middle with a 3.
Okay, I like that at 3. Brooks, by the way, do you know anybody in your personal life who just randomly breaks out into song for no reason?
Aside from you?
Really, nobody? I'm the other guy. I'll be like walking
Robbie's like Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers.
Another day, another destiny. And everyone's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like we're the
We
friends.
need more of that. People should burst out. Singing is healthy. You know?
I think so, man. And when people go, why you sing so much? I go, because I'm happy. I sing when I'm happy. If I'm not happy, I'm not singing. There you go. Cliff, speaking of happy and singing, what do you think about this movie? What would you rate it out of 5, you digs?
This was bad. And I'm shocked. The Introspect and Brooks are wildly generous. I thought the cohesion was terrible. Audience accessibility, terrible. Commitment to tone, unfortunately committed. Originality, sure, yes. But at the end of the day, good God, 1.69, you digs.
Ah, all right. 1.69. See, Cliff, you get it. You get what we do here, and I appreciate you, Cliff. I really do. All right, Steph, what about you, man? Out of 5 possible you digs, we've got a 2.5, we got a 1.69, and we got a 3. What you sitting on?
Well, Cliff, here's one more shocker for you. I'm right there with my Double Dragon brother. This is a 3, a very strong 3. I don't hate it. I don't think it's fucking Double Dragons. Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep that loaded up for every time you and Brooks agree on something and be like, boom.
I'm gonna think this is what I'm gonna see.
Like, I get it. I totally get people's grievances with this, but I really do think it depends on someone in the chat said earlier, it depends on the mood when you see it. I think because I had heard so many terrible things about this by the time I saw it, I was like, oh shit, the fucking Pluto Nash. I dig Pluto Nash. I just kept thinking of Pluto Nash. Like, and I know Pluto Nash is not a good movie, but I dig it.
Would anybody say that's a vanity project?
Oh my God!
How it is?
Might have been.
It is. But,
I mean, maybe the 4th movie for next April should be Pluto Nash.
Okay.
We do Glitter, The Room,
Oh, God.
Pluto Nash, and what was the other one?
Cool as ice.
Cool as ice. Jesus, come on. That's the whole anchor of everything.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that this whole time I'm watching the movie and I keep comparing to something. I couldn't remember it now, but I remembered it. Leonard Part 6. It reminds me of
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
You ain't lied. Kill him, my beloved
God.
ending.
Cosby
Both
movie. Jesus.
Both these movies are
Well,
their own special kind of horrible.
Yes.
And I remember when we left Leonard Part 6 because we went to go see it for my birthday with most of the kids from my class. Okay. And my mother was like, that movie was so terrible and so boring, And she goes, what the hell was that magic hot dog for? What did any of that mean? And I'm like, I don't know, Mom. I don't know. Like, aren't there 5 more of these?
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. So
you brought up a lot of memories just now. I haven't thought about that in forever.
Yeah. So HUSDON HAWK and Leonard Part 6 live in the same layer of hell in my mind now.
I haven't seen Leonard Part 6, but I'll check it out now. I'll check it out. But I give it a solid 3.
It's better than Funhouse, though. It's better than Funhouse.
I'll come back to that. But
right.
I mean, I think there's some charm to it. For all its faults, I think to say that this film didn't inspire something like Pluto Nash, and if it did, I tip my hat to that because I love Pluto Nash.
Heck yeah, man. 3 you digs from the Double Bros. The Double Dragon Bros. What about you, Joe? I'm hesitant to ask you because I'm afraid you're going to use the B word a lot again.
Well,
but it's okay. So
here's the thing. I care about you, Robbie, and a lot of people on this panel are expressing to you what I think a lot of people would call toxic friendship, where they're enabling, they're enabling some of, sort of your worst behaviors.
Like anytime someone says anything positive about a Neil Breen movie. Yeah, exactly. I get it.
Yeah. But no. So like I have to, since no one else is being real with you tonight.
Excuse me.
You're
tag team.
It's a 1.5. It's a 1.5.
But I know what we do here in the house.
No, I know.
PCP.
I know, and you're doing great, Cliff. You really are. It's just I have to do this because I just have to be like, if no one else is really going to be your friend tonight, I have to step in and give this a 1.5.
This is an intervention.
What's crack are we smoking when we're like glazing Neil Breen movies, but we're like acting like this is the worst movie?
Well, first of all, hold on a sec, guys. Findings is a genius fucking movie. I gave that 5
smoking crack on that one. I don't.
Faithful Findings was incredible, but like I will admit, which might be shocking to some of the people on this panel, there was a little kayfabe last week with
last week.
Little bit of kayfabe there.
Just to let everybody know, there's no kayfabe from me tonight, bro. I've been everything I said, including this. I understand what you're saying about enabling behavior from toxic friends. Like, for instance, when somebody says, "Cool as ice, great idea, dude. I will fucking be there. I love that movie. Let's go."
I wasn't criticizing.
Let's make a bunch of people watch it along with us.
I wasn't criticizing my toxic behavior. I was criticizing other people's toxic behavior. I thought I made that very clear.
I got it all written down, though, now. Glitter, The Room, Come As Ice, and Pluto Nash. That's going to be the lineup next.
That's a solid lineup.
Good lineup. There's no Neil Breen in there, so maybe there'll be 5 Mondays, and we can fit... we'll fit it in. What's the one where he's got a twin?
Twisted Pair.
That's the one I thought I picked. Yeah, okay. So... Yeah. All right, I know that this is not a good movie, but I enjoy this movie, and I rate my movies on my enjoyment, on my experience. But I'm not crazy enough to give this movie like a 5 you digs, right? Like I did Fateful Findings, like I've done Reanimator, like I've done so many other movies. I probably gave Funhouse a 5 out of spite, and I may even have said that I gave it a 5 out of spite, right?
You did. And you were mad.
I'm pretty sure I did. Actually,
you were steaming that night.
I've actually given movies a 5 you digs out of spite a couple of more than a couple of times. But that being said, I understand what this movie is, but I am going to skew it to my enjoyment of the film. I'm going to give it 4 you digs, 4 out of 5. That's what I'm going to give it. So there you go. Not a great movie, but I don't think it's the worst movie I've ever seen. I've seen 2 Days in a Valley. That's a pretty bad fucking movie. I've seen Burial Ground and Blood-Sucking Freaks. Those are pretty bad fucking movies.
Yes.
And I've seen Double Down. Yes. And as much as I love Fateful Findings and the concept of Neil Breen, that's a bad fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I can fuck with this movie. I love Suburban Commando. Why can't I love Hudson Hawk? Yeah. Why did I say Suburban Commando? I saw this just the other day when I was looking for the movie. I have to give this back to Chris Paul, but it's Suburban Commando, Mr. Nanny, and No Holds Barred.
God, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Hogan. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, but Debo's in that No Holds Barred. That's the one I wanted to watch. Yeah, so I'm going to watch No Holds Barred soon again. Because when I was a kid, I liked that movie for some reason. Anyway, here we are. In April, we like to do movies that some people say are bad movies, and maybe they're not. However, next week, we're going back into a movie that a lot of people really love because next Monday night is April 20th. It's 4/20. So we have to do something related to 420. And we've already done Dazed and Confused. So next week, we're going to be talking about Up in Smoke from Cheech and Chong. I have not seen this movie since my very early 20s. It's been like 25 years since I've seen this movie. Very excited for that. And then we're ending April with Masters of the Universe. So that's the next 2 weeks of PCP movie night. We get Up in Smoke next week, and 2 weeks from tonight, Masters of the Universe, which is a retread because we've reviewed that on the channel before. So, but you know, there's a new one coming out, and any excuse to watch this movie. Plus, we never did it in the live era, and we got a really great panel lined up for that. Cruise Choice starts the first Monday in May, and we will be announcing those movies on the Masters of the Universe show. But we're allowing you, the audience, to have a say in the movies for Cruise Choice. So we're going to explain that a little bit next week on 420 when we talk about Up in Smoke. So be here for that, because you will get to have your voice heard for Cruise Choice this year. Jelani, thank you so much for being here for PCP Movie Night. Tell us about Go Figure Reviews, final thoughts, and what you got coming up.
Yeah, this wasn't a great movie. I am glad that you got your movie, though. I'm happy that you were able to see it and enjoy it for yourself. Unfortunately, we had to watch it too, but it is what it is at this point. But on the other hand, it was a great panel. You guys are great. You know, the usual thing. You know what else is great? Me and Brooks' channel, Go Figure Reviews, we review toys. We're kind of like a show and tell kind of show. We did the Ghost Rider with the red bite this time. He is Johnny Blaze. Check out that video. I really liked it. It's a really nice little set there. Check it out. And also we did the dog pool in Wolverine, because Deadpool's that doesn't really exist in this. It's only dog pool. The dream is only to be that dog and to live that dog's life. We really enjoyed this set as well. Check out our videos on it. You know, Go Figure Reviews. We do. Eventually, we'll be doing house tours and live streams as soon as we can get together on when those will be. But check us out. Thank you.
Heck yeah. Go check out Go Figure Reviews. If we got any blue wrenches still in the chat, will somebody please throw out a link so you can sub up. Brooks is the other half of Go Figure Reviews. Thank you so much for being here. Final thoughts.
Man, just like wait for Up in Smoke. It's been a while since I've seen that one, so it's got me excited. This movie was a little disappointing. I don't think it was that bad, I've certainly seen worse movies at this point, so maybe I've inoculated myself a little bit. I thought Hudson Hawk was all right. And as for my figure of the night, I was rocking the old Marvel Legends Phoenix.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually, it's been the first time I've actually really messed around with her a lot. She's really good. I like her. She of course comes with a cool stand too. It's like a Phoenix stand.
Oh, is that the more recent one with the
the one that came in the big box?
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Did you get the green gold and red gold together?
Yeah, well, I got the red. I got the Dark Phoenix one, but it was the retro card one.
Yeah, she doesn't come with the
Phoenix. She doesn't have gold so much as the yellow. Yeah.
But you can put her on that stand though, right? And make it work, right?
Yeah.
Does her hair light up like the Toy Biz?
No, I got the Toy Biz one on card right up there on the wall, dude. Yeah.
Oh, it does light up.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, mine is right over there.
I got it on card right over there, man. Hell yeah.
Cliff,
thank you so much for being here.
Still lights up?
Yeah.
That's cool. Cliff, thank you so much for being here. You are such a joy to have on these movie reviews. Sorry for really disappointing you so much these last couple months, though.
No,
I think you signed up for some good ones for Cruise Choice, though. I'll tell you that.
Good experience, even though shit movies.
Yeah, just because this one was really it is what it is. And God bless you, Sandra Bernhard. God bless you.
I love how much more forgiving you were of Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, though, than this one. That's what I love.
Yeah, because that one was a special kind of darkness that cannot be ignored. Right? Absolutely. This one was so busy trying to be all these things, and Bruce and Fuckface trying to be impressive, that it failed across the board, And I'm glad that they went on to do better things after this and even before this. And I love me some moonlighting. Jelani and I should do a moonlight. Oh my God, Jelani.
Ooh,
Like,
shit.
if we're ever both incapacitated at the same time, we should just do a watch marathon of fucking
Awesome.
moonlighting from
Silver
beginning
Shepherd
to end.
was so fine back then. God damn.
Yeah,
Yes.
for real. Like,
Night.
Yeah, all the musical episodes, the episodes that
Woo.
focused on the supporting cast because they
Yes.
couldn't find Bruce or
Booger.
what's her name anywhere.
Yes. Oh,
I love
I
it.
love that
Show in
show.
the making right now.
We got to do it, man.
When we doing the
We gotta do
moonlighting show, I want to be down for that too.
You gotta
man.
do
Come on.
moonlighting. You
We
are
gotta
true.
do
You
it.
are correct. Yes, it must be done.
But
was
since
so good.
I was sick and my car died,
Oh man.
and all these terrible things that happened this weekend, I did not get to do my omnibus roundtable on my channel. So I sent you the slide or whatever you call it, the thumbnail. So this Saturday at my
Why
God,
do you look so
I like that
disgusted at
pick,
the
man. That's a good
Yeah, I
pick,
like
dude.
You look
so
terrible.
this Saturday, I'm gonna
Was this
try
your
and get my
picture after
omnibus-
watching Hudson Hawk, Cliff?
Yes, absolutely. I took it as soon as the movie was rolling credits. Yes. And so now I'm going to try and get my roundtable together, and we're going to go over omnibuses and which ones were masterfully done and which ones turned out to be a pile of crap that people wish they didn't spend their money on. Because I think that's fun. So we got a lot of dudes out there who only buy omnibus because it's just the most affordable way to handle their collections. So I've got Australia, I've got Wales, I've got Argentina, all representing for my panel. So fingers crossed it actually happens this week.
Yeah, dude, the scheduling that must have been fucking fun.
Oh my God. Yeah. So it turns out the only time I could get everybody awake is 3 p.m. Eastern. And that means that the Australian has to get up at 5 a.m. And I feel so bad. But it's got to happen.
to everyone doing that.
Yeah. Actually, absolutely great. Fable, if you're still here, throw out a link to Cliff on Comics. Everybody needs to go sub up. If you're not subbed up, it's part of your responsibilities, the PCP Army, to sub up.
You know, and if you want to see me talking through my emotional distress with my raspy ass voice for an hour, you can watch my last episode. You can watch episode 69 of Comics and Coffee. I wanted episode 69 to be something special, and instead it's just me talking about my mental health deterioration while I'm sick, and also what that means in the lens of being in this hobby.
That is a special show because that's very authentic.
Yeah.
Speaking of authenticity, Link, thank you so much for being here. What you got coming up?
This Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Blood Splatter Chatter, 1408, John Cusack classic. I recently was watching this Joan Cusack classic, Toys with Robin Williams, but that's neither here nor there. But definitely tune in for this classic right here. Great movie, Spring with the King. Verno put this cool and little initiative together for covering I'm blanking Stephen King films, but trying to go a little bit more underrated with his King films, you know. But yeah, it's been really fun. We covered something.
You did
They come
Silver
back.
Bullet, and then sometimes they come back, right?
Yeah. That's I was forgetting the title, but yeah, both dope films. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, looking forward to that. 1408 is another one I've never seen, and then after that, I will be there for Dead Zone. Right, because that's the movie I actually do like. And then at the end, y'all are doing Christine, and I was like, man, that's the one I should fucking picked, man. That's the one I should have picked, man. I love that movie. Because no one's gonna make a shitter out of me, man. No one. I might just tell Verno I can fuck around with that one too, but I don't know, man. My schedule gets crazy around here during the we got the expo coming out, or coming up this weekend, so that's gonna be super fun. Joe, what you got coming up? What you been working on, man? Final thoughts.
Well, I know I mentioned this last time, but I'm still plugging away on a like every other week web comic-y kind of thing, like a New Yorker style cartoon, 1 to 4 panels, called Here's Moping, that I'm doing with Chase Bluestone. There we go. So, you can follow me on, Instagram. It's at Corella Joe, and I posted this one today. And you can see these and more on my and Chase Bluestone's Instagram.
Definitely check them out. They're really fun. And Joe, thank you so much.
And
for
I
allowing
love
me to
that
share
it's
this.
more
Thank you.
King.
Yes.
Yeah, that works right with Spring with King, right? I love that.
Absolutely.
All right. Up in Smoke next week. 2 weeks, Masters of the Universe. If you are going to be at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo this week, you can catch me around. I'll be all over the con on Friday and Saturday. I will not be there on Sunday. I'm taking that Sunday off for the first time of the expo. Because y'all, let's be real honest. It's a big weekend, right? It's WrestleMania weekend. So, you can't really do much aside from WrestleMania. But I will be at the con running around. You can find me at the Deep booth. You can find me over other places. I'm doing a couple of panels. I will be hosting and moderating the panels for David Howard Thornton, who is Art the Clown from Terrifier. I'll be doing that panel. I'll be doing the Zachary Levi panel. I think I'm just going to be introducing him. I think he does his own thing. But I'm very excited to be doing the Chris Sarandon panel, who we will know from Fright Night, Princess Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas, Child's Play. I am so pumped to share the stage with Chris Sarandon, man.
I am so excited for you, but I want firsthand. I want you to call me, DM me, whatever it takes. I want you to tell me about the Zachary Levi experience after. I want to know if he's about to Hudson Hawk his entire life. I need
It does
to know.
seem like that.
I might try to ask him his thoughts on Hudson Hawk. I know he likes to get up there and just kind of do his own thing, and I understand why, being him.
Being him.
Yeah, I understand. God. Yeah, I get it. I get it. So that would be interesting. If it's better than my interaction with William Shatner, then I'll be happy. So
Everything's better than that.
If he pronounces my name correctly, I will be happy. I'll tell you that. By the way, I am bopping Bobby Billups. How is everybody doing?
He's like 100 years old.
I know, man. I'm just messing with you. Man. He was actually really nice. He was. You know why? You know what, William Shatner? You know what was so nice about him? He didn't fucking give a shit, right? He was just like, Robbie, get on stage, say William Shatner, and then just have a seat and let me know when the time is up. I was like, word. I love people that are direct and to the fucking point. You know what I'm saying?
He is Captain Kirk.
That motherfucker is on that little scooter. That motherfucker zips, dude. He's like 50 miles an hour going down them hallways, dude, man. It's nuts, man. He's a cool guy, man. He's not, I like to joke around about that. Anyway, Art the Clown and Chris Sarandon, I'm super, super excited for that. So if you're going to be at the expo, check that out. Anyway, we are dipping out. We love you. For my final thoughts, or would you rather be a fish? I don't know why, but I really like that.